Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're learning more about the man who rammed a rented truck into people celebrating the New Year in New Orleans. His brother, in fact, spoke to our NBC affiliate in Houston, where the attacker is from. The brother, who did not show his face, says the shock of what his brother did is still with him.
I mean, it's a complete curveball to, how I know him, and how I remember him. So it's all hard to process,
Videos from Bourbon Street show how officials say 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar drove a rented white truck into people enjoying New Year's festivities. The FBI explains he rented the white truck in Texas on December 30th and then drove to New Orleans on the 31st. The FBI says Jabbar posted 5 videos on his Facebook page. An ISIS flag was found on the truck. The FBI now saying Jabbar joined ISIS in the summer. And tonight, we're also learning more about the victims in this attack. NBC4's Darsha Phillips joins us now live with what we know as family and friends mourn and remember those who died. Darsha.
Yeah, Kathy, 14 people went out to celebrate the new year in New Orleans and never made it home. Their families and loved ones forever changed by these lives that were cut short.
Reggie Hunter's family says going to the French Quarter on New Year's Eve was a last-minute decision for the 37-year-old father of 2.
He was just home and got a call from a cousin and said, what are you doing? Do you want to ride with me to the city? A little reluctant, but he opted to say, yeah, let's go. I'll ride with you. Let's go have a good time.
Reggie was struck by the speeding pickup truck and died at the hospital.
His text message came in at 12:07. That was the last communication I had with him when he told us Happy New Year.
Kareem Badawi, who just started college, was also killed in the crowd. His high school football coach told us Kareem was a selfless person, both on and off the field.
Daddy was more concerned with the well-being of others, being a complete team player. He's the type of kid where you tell him to do something, you could turn your back and trust and know that the job was getting done.
So many, like Kareem, were young with bright futures ahead.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory to the Mighty One. Great glory to the Mighty One. This computer. There we go.
Like
great glory to the Mighty One. We thank every one of you that come here tonight. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Thank you for all of you that sent your very kind words, your very kind letters and mails, text messages, WhatsApp, texts, voicemail, voice messages on WhatsApp, and all the emails to checking on your beloved brother. Again, the Holy One had put it on my heart to stand down during the month of December because we've been doing a lot of work underground. We had to rest and went into an hiatus. I just came back January 1st of this Gentile New Year 2025. Thank you for all of the supporters, all the people that pray for me, all of the Patreon, all of the viewers, whether they are subscribers or not. This is not why we are here. We take all of you. Now, what seems to be the problem here? What seems to be the issue? What is it that the first day of the so-called New Year for the 83s out there, and there is an insane amount of disturbance and their blessing? Now, for those of you that old enough to remember, if this thing did happen, let's say somewhere pre-2019, you would have the conspiracy theories all over the internet try to convince you that this thing that happened there is fake, it's not real. They're trying to come to take your gun. And you will have a hell of a lot more people that look like us and telling you the elites are doing this so they can have more blood for their Hollywood ritual or whatever, things that has no business with us and things that is nobody else's businesses. However, after 2020, everybody, their reality, I shall say their fantasy, shattered. All the lies, all the pretendings that they made, I don't know what's going on. I am pretty sure most of you, if not all of them, saw what happened to Sir Alex Jones. You see, this is our 83 things. Whenever something really, really bad happened to him, nope, it's not real. Nope, it isn't. Nope, it's a hoax. Nope. But when things happen to us, yes, Katrina was real because you people were lazy, you were stupid, and all your leaders, they did this to you. All the murdering and killing of our people, they are real. None of them are hoax. What you are looking at here, it's called judgment. Yes, indeed, we warn our people. We warn people that look like us. We warn the entire world. Stop celebrating Gentiles' holiday. Though December 31st is not their holiday, it's not their day. Those people have zero, none of that. Stop being in the crowd, in the midst with them. All of those people that are dying, they are young folk. There we go. Sorry, I was expecting a call right quick. You know what? Let's go ahead and play this.
We're young, with bright futures ahead. Like 18-year-old Nakira Dado, 28-year-old Tiger Besh, a former Princeton football player, 26-year-old Drew Dauphin, and Matthew Tenedorio, who was on the New Orleans Saints video production team. His parents speaking with NBC News Now.
He's 25 years old, just starting life, had the job of his dreams.
Also among those killed, Nicole Perez, who leaves behind a 5-year-old son.
Her baby. I need to tell him. I don't know how I can explain him.
So many now trying to grapple with losing loved ones in such a horrific and senseless way.
Why do they have to lose their life in such a tragic incident?
Now, a lot of the families say the last communication that they had with their loved ones were text messages wishing them.
Excuse me, I was waiting on this call. Now, most of those folk over there, they are young people, okay? And many of our people, whether they are old or young, the moment they come to the truth, they don't want to be there. They don't want to be in the midst of folks and celebrating, party, drinking, acting like it's 2019 all over again and acting like nothing's going on. As you just heard, this fellow over there, okay, he's 37 years old, okay, 3 plus 7, you know what to do, all right? He did not want to go. He was at home with his family. All right, a father of 2, enjoying time with his family. Nothing's wrong with that. And a cousin of his like, yo, you want to ride? What's up, man? Gang, nigga, we want to ride, man? You want to ride with me? You want to ride downtown? You want to ride to the city? Nah, nigga, man, I'm home. I'm cool with my family. I got my kids in there, my mother in there, my grandmother, my family. We just cool there, man. I don't want to be in the midst of those people, man. This time we are living now, it's crazy. The blessing is over. People are out of their goddamn mind. They are going out there. They are shooting people. They are running over people. They are poisoning people. They are blowing up things. I don't want to be in the midst of that. Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, every single person in this freaking country know for a fact, whenever it's come to July 4th or the December 21st, especially the 31st, someone going to die in a party. And I can believe some of those people wake up in the morning One of those people will say, you know what? Usually around that time, during the 31st, during the celebration of the New Year's Eve or whatever it is, people are dying. Some people are going to die downtown there in New Orleans, and I'm going to make sure this is going to be me. I'm going to make sure I made it in the news tonight. I'm going to make sure I am one of the victims. I can't believe people just wake up and think like that and think, wait a minute, man, things are not the same way, man. People are all over, you know, ever since the pandemic, things change. I don't want to be around too much people right now. And being around too much people is not that good, except if these people have somewhat a similar mindset that you have. But those people wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be gang, drinking and stuff. But what about all those things that have been going around the world? The weather, the things are not the same way, man. We need to step back, think, meditate, and see what's going on. And if there's something we can do to ameliorate and make this situation a little bit better, well, let's do it. No, I got to go ahead and chill. This dude right there, Mr. Reggie Hunter, if this isn't a message, I don't know what it is. This is what the Holy One said. This fellow, this brother right there, out of all of them, this black girl and this, we could say that is black. We don't know all the other people, what they look like. But this brother, right, he was at home with his family. He was a little bit reluctant to go. He didn't want to go. Listen to some calls and you want to ride. This old mindset, riding. I'm a ride or die bitch, man. I'm a ride or die OG. I'm a ride or die gangster. And then this is what happened. The brother was at home, father, two kids, 37 young men. He's not even in his prime yet. And the next thing you know, he died in the hospital. His last text was Happy New Year because he knew he was going to die. This is not a Happy New Year, man. This is not happy for anyone that are involved in this thing right now, man. We told you the blessing is over. Stay away from those people. Stop being in the mist. Stop being in the party and club. Look, it's amazing to me. I went the other day to a place. I'm sitting there. There were two women having a conversation. It was all about clubbing. I'm like, you guys on your 30s, who sit there? Oh, that matter. Who sat there and talking about going to the club over there and this and do that? Beloved, this is not the time for this. Yea, I'm not telling anyone don't gather with your family, don't gather with each other. Yes, you can gather with the family, a few brothers and sisters, a few of the homies you gathered there. Yes, we have a little talking things, we drink, we eat, we good. But being in the midst of all those people, going around and celebrating, being on the streets, celebrating garbage and then offending the Holy One, this is what's going to happen to you. Beloved, the new year of 2025 is not gonna be a joke for 83. This is the year of vengeance, the year of blood and bloodlust. This is the year of bloodbath. This is the year of the Black George being in the midst. This is the year of damage. This is the year of pay up, nigga. What's up with you? This is the year of recompense. To all my beloved out there, whether you like, you dislike me, I am not going to tell you to be cautious, because I know you are covered under the wings of the Holy One. We have angels, we got spirits, we got demons all around us. They are all here to protect us. However, I will not advise or suggest or even recommend any one of you to go out there and taunt fate and taunt the Black George. Just because you have a bulletproof vest doesn't mean you should go to war. Just because you have a gun, a sword, doesn't mean you should go out there and go in the most dangerous neighborhood because, yeah, what's them niggas gonna do? I got a bulletproof vest. Well, bullet cannot pierce my vest and get shot in your head. We are going to go through a few of those videos and we're going to see, is this Jacob's trouble? Because the church, the camps, and certain other Hebrew online, they love bringing fear to our people. Well, this is Jacob's trouble. You can see these brothers, this black man, Israelites right there, the sister Israelites, and then and Jacob and the guy that did this is Hamites or Ham or whatever. Jacob's trouble. Is this Jacob's trouble? Out of 14 people, I believe 14 to 15 so far, 2 of them kind of look like us. They could be Blasso, they could be Glasso. I am pretty sure in my spirit, Reggie the hunter was one of us. But he got swayed by his cousin, whoever that guy did, and then the cousin survived, he didn't. Okay, Nikia Dedo, okay, which Dedo is a French name which means of the water, the Holy Spirit, hunter, which means the fisher is going to be hunter. You can see, let me see if I can, there you go. Okay, Nikaia or Nikia, okay, Nikia, the do is French mean of the water, from the water, to the water, okay, and Reggie hunter. I'm not quite sure what the name Reggie means. Now, hunter, of course, we know the verse, the fisher is going to be the hunter. A fisherman, he go underwater, go to the dough. The dough is the symbolic of the Holy Spirit and healing. And then hunter, it's polarity. Water, healing, hunter, hurt. Water, fire. Hunter, the hunter is going to, well, the hunter is loose out there, do all this thing. And then I'm not quite sure what the name Reggie means. What is the name Reggie means? What does the name Reggie means? The name Reggie is diminutive from the names Reginald or Jerry or Regina, and it means ruler's counsel and advisor. This is my job. I should have named myself Reggie. Reginald comes from the old Germanic name Ragenwald, which is the made up of the words Regen or Ragen, meaning advice or decision, and Wald, meaning ruler, a king advisor. Exactly what I am. Regina, the feminine form of the Latin name Rex, meaning king or queen. Okay, so another word, Reggie mean, there we go. Oops, where we were. There you go. Another word, Reggie mean king. The king hunter. Nike, I'm not quite sure. You can do your work or your homework. Okay, all of their name. You got Tiger here, Tiger Birch, Karim Badaw. Wow. Karim Badawi and Nicole Perez, Matthew Tenendono, Herb Hubert Guntro. Okay, it seems that it's like a lot of UX last name. For instance, Dido is Dedeux, and it is right above Guntro, GAUTREUAUX. You got X over there, X over there. 2 X's. And we know what X stands for. You know what X mark. You know what happened last April. Okay, Billy DiMaio, Drew Dauphin, of course, this dolphin, which is French. There's a lot of French over there. Drew Dauphin it means the dolphin, aquatic animal, mammalian animal, super smart. Probably, well, not the smartest. The Leviathan is the smartest animal in the sea. It's not an animal at all, Okay, all those names, they mean things. They speak to you. That will depend on what you want to do with it. Okay. All right, beloved, let's keep on moving to see if this year, what we are witnessing here, if this year going to be the best year for 83. Let's keep on moving right there.
And developing now, a New Year's tragedy in Fort-Lauderdale. A man struck and killed by a stray bullet as he hugged his partner goodbye at midnight. And Local 10's Terrell Forney is live now with more from the man who is starting this year with a broken heart. Terrell.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a fun and joyous night to ring in the new year. That victim was only at this home for a few short minutes before things went terribly wrong.
He's the only one that knows my door code. It's Angel. Oh my God.
With just 2 minutes to spare before the start of 2025, Angel Nunez made a surprise visit to Chris Dillon's home.
And he goes, and I didn't want you to spend New Year's Eve by yourself. Oh, well, if I didn't love him before, I certainly loved him after that statement.
But as fireworks roared in the background, that heartfelt moment between the couple turned into tragedy in a split second as the two embraced while standing on the back patio.
And then
again, when we talked this is South Florida. This is Fort Lauderdale right there. Okay, Wilton Manor is a cowboy community. A lot of glass all over there too. And you got those glass holes, they were hugging and then they died. For those of you who remember, last year, 2 years ago, and Wilton Manor, they were having a cowboy community event or whatever, and one of their own cowboy get into one of those truck and then run those people over. Let me see if I can get this. You know what? Let me see if I can get the video. It happened 2-3 years ago. Why is that thing still over there? Is that close all this, man? Wilton Manor man run over a crowd, killing people and car. No. Wilton Manor gay parade, car running over. There you go. 3 years ago. There you go. Yes.
Mayor immediately called the crash a terror attack, but has since apologized, not for his initial reaction, though. So why was he and so many others quick to judge? Local 10's Glenna Milberg continues our live team coverage. Glenna.
Louis, what the mayor prematurely said out loud, so many others were thinking and fearing, especially in minority and marginalized communities. That fear is certainly a sign of the times.
Okay, when they're talking about minority, marginalized, whatever they want to call it, black folk, they want to lump us in there. The guy that did it is a white man, and then he did it to all the white lovers. He was a cowboy singer from the choir, and then somehow he was not getting too much. He wasn't, I don't know, some dude probably denied him from riding their mechanical bull, and then the guy didn't take it too well, and then he ran them over and killed them. It happened 3 years ago when we were doing It's Us Trouble in June 2021. And most of the people around the world, they didn't care about that. They were in the lockdown, and they wanted things to go back to normal. They were Mike Tyson fight. They were talking about Puff, the Sir Cap Z, and all this nonsense. They weren't paying attention, and they think people taking car and run over people is just something that happened now. They've been doing this ever since 2020.
The first instinct was wrong.
This is clearly a terrorist act against the LGBT community.
But the fear of that is real.
I could see online, I could see on Twitter.
Wilton Manor's Commissioner Chris Caputo, on the float just in front of the crash, could tell almost immediately it was a bad accident, but understood immediately the expectation of hate and violence because he saw it firsthand.
People who were reacting from their heart and who thought it was.
This is not something new.
It's easy to understand how the trauma we feel inside can create.
This is not something new. You can see this dude. Okay, this is the guy that did it. All right, he's a cowboy. All right, I don't know what. Till this day, they never came out. 3 years later, they never said why he did it. Okay. They never said why, because they know he was one of the cowboy crier, and then there's a lot of glass hole in the midst of there, and then he literally run people over with his car. And then look at his truck. Okay, where is it? The truck right there. You know what?
Expectation of hate and violence because he saw it firsthand.
People who were reacting from their heart.
Okay, you can see the glass hole flag over there in the back, our holy symbols. You know, our holy symbols. Our holy symbols. the beautiful rainbow, they perverted it. You know, those people love perverted things. And then he put in the back of this truck and run over those people, just like that fellow and that ISIS guy. He put the truck, the ISIS flag or whatever they want, those people want to say. I really don't care. And then he run those people over. This is not new. We've been telling people. For those of you who remember this, they can tell you that. We made a whole Esau's trouble about this. We talk about it. We talk about it over and over again. No one were paying attention. People didn't care because, I don't know, man. I'm enjoying the blessing. How long we are into this? Oh, good grief. All right, let's keep on moving.
Who thought it was terrorism. It's easy to understand how the trauma we feel inside can create this feeling of fear and terror that lives within so many today.
Recent beatings in a school, vandalizing a pride mural, South Florida crimes targeting LGBTQ are part of a nationwide rise in hate crime, most recently including the Jewish community, Asian Americans, all documented by the FBI director to Congress this month.
The highest number of hate crime investigations initiated in the past 5 years.
I have seen the power of hatred.
So, and this is what it is. They will put those glass all in the midst of us, and they will let them speak for all of us, like they are being oppressed too because they are glass holes, because they look like us and they love backdoor entry, and they love riding other men, mechanical bull. They love riding that horse until they can't ride no more, until they're done. They arrive, they're like, I can't ride this horse anymore, and I'm done. Let me get off your horse, and then you might ride me, but I'm done riding you. You know, this is what those guys do, and then they put them there. Oh, they are oppressed. This is what oppression means.
Brandon Wolf survived the slaughter at Pulse nightclub that marked 5 years ago this month. He says the bigoted language, especially by leaders, and new laws perceived to discriminate all fuel the potential for hate and the crimes that come with it.
There's a reason that our minds go there first, and that's because it feels like, at least for me, we're all just sort of waiting for that hammer.
Run over those people. He mowed them down.
You heard that Mayor Trent Hallis in Fort Lauderdale did apologize for jumping the gun with his reaction, but he did not apologize for having that reaction. And as you see, a reaction shared by so many others. I'm Glenna Milberg.
This homeless dude casually walked right behind. Anyway, so the thing is, like, when they call it a terrorist attack, it was a terrorist attack until they find out the guy that did it. They were calling this thing a terrorist attack, a hate crime, and stuff like that. This thing in Wilton Manor, man, there are so many glassos. There are more glassos than actual white folks in there. They are all over this thing. They are proud of that thing. And they are displaying their very graphic, what they want to call heretic, which has nothing to do with eroticism anyway. So when they find out the dude is white, he's a member of the Glasso choir of Fort-Lauderdale, Wilton Gay Parade or whatever choir, and they say, okay, well, it's not terrorism. It's just like he was mad about his boyfriend or wife or whatever. I don't know. And things like that. So just to show you folks, this is not something that, happened, just like for the sake of happening in Wilton Manor, okay? Now, you got this fellow, he was with his boyfriend, they done what they need to be doing, and then they come out there hugging each other, and then this is what happened.
And let go. I said, I love you. And he said, I love you. He's standing here, and all of a sudden he went like this. And I saw, out of the corner of my eye, and I don't know how this happened, a flash, like a tiny flash. And then he fell.
Chris called 911, and by 12:02 a.m. New Year's Day, police and paramedics were racing to the Fort Lauderdale home on Northeast 17th Court and 7th Avenue. But Angel did not survive the gun.
So again, this guy name is Angel, okay? Another Glassos out there. And those dudes, they are the one that will fight you online. They'll fight you this because the church tell them it's okay to do whatever the hell you want, as long as our people are at the bottom. Okay, so he went and see his boyfriend, and they did whatever they had to do. He said, I love you, Angel. Angel said, I love you. And then there was a spark on his side, and then he fell off. He died. Come to find out, he got shot by a stray bullet doing New Year, celebrating and stuff. The guy name is Angel. You can't make this up. You can't. Reggie Hunter, Nikira Dodo. Now you got Angel, and people want to sit there and argue with you like, oh, Big Levi, and these things are happening. They're just like, this the elite trying to scare you. It's just like they're trying to scare you. Those things, they've been happening before. You got that right. They were happening every year ever since 2020. We did told you it's only going to get worse, and then it is worse.
Gunshot wound from the stray bullet that Chris believes came from across the Middle River on the Wilton Manors side.
Figure the odds of where he was standing. Well, the bullet truly came down from this direction.
Now, the fun-loving 50-year-old father of two from a previous relationship is being remembered as a kind spirit and a hard-working man, a person silenced by someone being negligent with a gun right at the start of the new year.
So again, the Punta del Este, the point of what? Del Este. The East Point, or point of East. 1907. You are gay. Oh, Yuri Gray. Yuri Gray, like Paraguay. All right then. Well, for a moment there, I went into homosexual. Anyway, this dude is what you call a Puerto Rican. One of those Puerto Rican vassals and glassos fellow. And then that's what happened. You know, that's what happened. So they done whatever they need to be done and stuff, celebrating the new year. And then that's it for him. You know, that's it. And we told our people, stop.
You shoot up in the air for fun. You can't do it in a city. You can't do it. I mean, my God, you killed somebody.
A clear-cut reminder at how dangerous firing blindly into the air can be. Detectives with the Fort-Lauderdale Police Department, they're still trying to figure out exactly where this bullet came from. That is why they're soliciting information from the public to try to help crack this case. We are live in Fort Lauderdale tonight.
Okay, let's take a quick break, right quick.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.
All right, there's a link in the description if you need our book. There's also a link in the chart, and the people will put link in there. Let's keep on moving with those 83 New Years. Okay, things like that been happening, and all the names are speaking to us. Reggie, Dodo, and we now got Angel. Let's keep on moving.
Also a developing story, a grandmother is dead after a stray bullet hit her while she was watching the fireworks from her home last night. Kissimmee police say that a bullet came from celebratory gunfire. It happened on Gold Court right after the clock struck midnight. And Fox 35's Caroline Coles joins us from that neighborhood today. So, Caroline, you spoke to a family member who says they had just said goodbye to the victim.
Yeah, they are heartbroken. It's a terrifying story, and believe it or not, the woman was actually standing right there on her porch, right there behind me. Moments after that, unfortunately, she was hit by that gunshot. Police rushing here after reports of that gunshot. What they found was really just devastating. A family shattered by grief, holding one another tightly as they try to process an unimaginable loss. A mother and grandmother killed by celebratory gunfire.
Just called me, just screaming that my mom got shot, my mom got shot.
Kissimmee police say 57-year-old Carmen Rosa New.
Okay, the video was sent by Alex Marcus, and her name is, of course, you know what Alex and Alexander.
Kissimmee police say 57-year-old Carmen Rosa New.
She was 57 years old. You know what to do.
Niera Ochoa was killed. 57-year-old Carmen Rosa Niera.
Carmen. What does the name Carmen stands for? I mean, excuse me. What does the name Carmen means? The name Carmen has multiple meaning and origins, including Hebrew, from the Hebrew word Carmel, which means vineyards of God. This may also refer to mountain range in the Middle East. Latin, from the Latin word Carmen, which means song. This is also the root of English word charm. Spanish, a cognate of Carmel, which means vineyard or orchard or orchard. Well, we'll take the Hebrew meaning, which means vineyard of God. Carmen, the vineyard of the Holy One. The wine, the purified wine. The vine tree, the one that are producing fruit or being left alone, and the one that are not producing or being taken away. Great glory, you can't make this up. Oops, you can't make this up. Let's keep on moving. After that, I'm gonna go over there.
Ochoa was killed by a stray bullet while sitting on her porch watching fireworks.
And then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, she's shot on the floor.
All the celebrations quickly turned to panic as police rushed to this quiet neighborhood on Gold Court responding to the gunshot. On Wednesday, Fox 35 saw police investigating this house across from Carmen's home.
She didn't do anything to anyone. She was her working mother.
Neighbors in shock that celebration turned into chaos.
It was straight movie almost, pretty much. I mean, cops got off all the vehicles, like 10 vehicles almost, and there was rifles pulled out, flashlights, everybody had long rifles.
With the police taping off the whole house, I knew somebody had got killed.
There you go. So now you got this woman sitting home in her porch, not bothering anyone, and you got a bunch of people out there acting fool, and one of them perhaps had a gun, they shot, or somebody else. This bullet can come from anywhere, and this woman died. This is not a good sign, man. This is not a good sign for 83, man. And we keep telling you people, you ain't gonna bring no goddamn Jacob's trouble. You ain't gonna bring none of that. You're going to lie down there, hold those cheeks open, and take it like we did. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna fight. You ain't gonna do war, nuclear weapon. None of your nuclear weapon garbage you're talking about, it doesn't exist. You don't have them. They are not working.
This family's grief is a stark reminder that celebratory gunfire isn't just reckless, it's deadly.
I just want to raise awareness, people out there, celebrating, don't shoot guns. They don't know what family they can hurt.
Law enforcement say the risk of being killed when struck by celebratory gunfire is actually higher than a typical shooting. That's because of the angle of the bullet. Not to mention, shooting off bullets into the air to celebrate is illegal. Again, this is an ongoing and...
Okay, so that's what's going on with a lot of people that are dying because folk, are shooting stuff in the air, and this is a terrible. Let me see what's going on here. The people are just, this is 83. This is the holidays, and usually things like that don't happen. You might hear once every 3, 4, 5 years something like that happen, but this this is the third one we are talking about here. People got shot like this, second or third. Here we go.
Ella era una niña muy linda.
Oh, this afternoon, a mother and father are sharing their heartbreak after a stray bullet took the life of their 10-year-old daughter.
Story is absolutely
How old was
heartbreaking.
she?
NBC6's Julia Bagg had a chance to talk to some of those family members, the mom and the dad, who are remembering this young girl. And Julia, what are they saying? She was just outside playing, celebrating the new year with her family when this happened.
Right, Chris, doing what a lot of families were doing the night of New Year's Eve, right? Lighting firecrackers. And that was right here with her family. And I just spoke with her mom and dad about what happened to their daughter here. They could hardly talk in between sobs. They remember a girl who's beautiful and smart. And it was here that as she celebrated more than just the new year, the police say a stray bullet struck her in the head.
Queremos decirle que ella era una niña muy linda.
Remembering her through tears, Yaneli's mother and father spoke of a beautiful girl. Her dad held a drawing she made him for Father's Day, celebrating not only the new year, but her birthday too. Yanelis Munguia had turned 10 the day after Christmas. Just after midnight on New Year's Day, her family saw her collapse to the ground outside their home near Alapata.
What goes up must come down. And this is the prime example of the dangers of shooting a firearm indiscriminately into the air.
The shooting happened off Northwest 27th Avenue and 21st Terrace. Yanelis' parents called 911 and tried to drive her to a hospital. Paramedics found them first. They rushed her to Ryder Trauma Center, but doctors could not save her.
Era la más linda. No vamos a tener otra igual, no?
She was the most beautiful, her father said. I'll never have another like her.
Okay, so you got a 10-year-old daughter,
Outside
all right? She was doing a little celebration, and then boom, this happened. Why? Because the blessing is over. Why? Because Genesis 15 verse 13, and he said unto Abraham, no of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, the 400 years is over. That's why right after 2019, beloved brothers and sisters, the one of you that are not living in a fantasy land, the one of you are not living in delusion and denial, you saw every single thing that happened from 2020 to now on has not been good at all. More and more people are no more and more calamities, cataclysm are coming upon this world, and you got more people going out there and try to convince you that, hey, this thing that happened there is just that. That's the elite faking the news so they can bring fear, so they can take your gun. Sir, what you're seeing here, what you're witnessing here is very real. That's what Genesis 15 verse 14 said. And also, that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And the Holy One is judging the nation to the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. That's why you see this thing right now. That's why you see this. All those calamities and shooting and nonsense going on, all this stuff. And then there is a more killing that happened like 20 hours ago.
We're learning that deadly attack started with a dispute over a sandwich order. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim with new details.
Homicide detectives tonight exited this Harlem deli's doors with evidence in hand. What's behind these deli doors? Too gory for this broadcast. Workers inside left mopping the blood-stained floors late into the night.
I know the guys who deliver milk, and just like that, he's gone. It's very scary. It's very, very scary.
Cops say an on-duty postal worker was fatally stabbed and slashed after getting into a dispute with another customer inside. The 36-year-old, police say, was stabbed and slashed multiple times in his torso, arms, back, and neck. It happened around 2:30 this afternoon at 168 Lenox Avenue in Harlem. The victim's postal cart still sitting on the sidewalk outside. That postal worker was rushed to Harlem Hospital where he was pronounced dead. About a dozen of his distraught colleagues rushed to the scene. They struggled with how to process the violent attack.
All I'm gonna say is he was a nice young man. That's it.
As for what started this argument, deli workers say this was all over a sandwich, an argument about who placed their order first. Investigators say the 24-year-old alleged assailant is in custody, a person with no obvious criminal history. A friend of that person says she would not have attacked anyone without cause.
She's a nice young lady. She is not the type that just come out in the street and attacking people. This is just a bad neighborhood. What had happened, I have no idea because I was not around here. I don't know, but I...
So this is what happened here. You got a man or a woman going to work, and he decided to get a sandwich, and there was a disagreement of misinformation, and then a dispute arise over a sandwich, or who placed their number first, who placed their order first. Now, I'm not quite sure if the sandwich was pretty much the same. I doubt that, but because people out there, the blessing is gone, and all the demonic entities are out there making people do horrible things, they become impatient. Now, to stab someone multiple times in the front and the back and slash their necks from front to back, this is not no self-defense, and this is not something you were provoking, or it was not a provoke attack. First, I don't know why wherever they were buying that sandwich did not have, I don't know, the camera. But just to let you know, during these holidays, there are a lot of killings. And those things been happening for a while now. Ever since 2020 kicks, every holiday, well, every January 1st or New Year's Eve or New Year's, there's a lot of killing. I believe 3 years ago, there was something that happened in Pennsylvania. Let me see if I can get it after this, okay?
I do know if she said it was in self-defense, it was in self-defense.
Investigators say a weapon was recovered at the scene, though it's unclear what that weapon was. In Harlem, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
And within the last few minutes, we have learned the identity of the victim, 36-year-old Ray Hodges of the Bronx. That suspect identified as Jaya Cruz, 24 years old. She lives in Harlem. And tonight, she is charged with first-degree murder.
Well, anyway, Pennsylvania man shot and killed neighbor during New Year's. Something like, no. Okay, I think because, oh, not laborers, neighbors. Pennsylvania man shot and killed neighbors during New Year's Eve. There are so many stuff going on. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. 3 years ago, okay? That's what happened. It's kind of graphic.
It is yet the latest head-shaking incident that will leave you wondering what has gotten into people. 3 people are dead today, a married couple and their neighbor, and the reason is unbelievable. The couple was shoveling snow and tossing it on the neighbor's property. Words were exchanged, and then came gunfire. Stephen Fabian has our report, and we warn you, the video is disturbing.
It was, and that's what that was in 2021, right after 2020, man. 2020 was bad, and those people are like, oh, 2020. It happened in January 1st, but they just broadcast it in the February, whatever. And people were like, oh, well, you know, that's like random. It would never happen and stuff like that.
It's an argument between neighbors. It happened during that huge snowstorm that hit the nation this week. The dispute, snow shoveling.
Come in, step out here, I'll knock your ass out.
Within minutes of the nasty fight breaking out, all 3 of these people will be dead. Police say James and Lisa Goy were shoveling snow onto their neighbor's property near Scranton, Pennsylvania. They started yelling insults at each other.
I'll make your life live in hell, living here.
But then 47-year-old Jeffrey Spade pulls out a handgun. You can hear the woman dare him to shoot.
Go ahead!
And then he does. The first 4 bullets miss, but then the husband is hit. We're freezing the video. You can hear him scream out. Then his wife is gunned down.
Oh my God!
Stunned neighbors come out of their homes.
Are you okay? You want help up? Are you okay?
They all run away when they see their neighbor coming back, armed this time with an assault rifle.
At this point, the husband and wife are both still alive, but seriously wounded. The video shows Jeffrey Spade deliberately walking over to them. He's shouting profanities at them, and then he shoots them again at close range, killing them both.
We have 2 victims in the street.
Once more, the killer retreats to his house, and it's there that police say he takes his own life.
Subject might be in the house. We heard 1 single gunshot. He may be down.
Very sad.
Next door neighbor Jamie says the murdered couple were like family.
You're on your front porch.
So anyway, we had a whole such trouble about this. We explained it, how 83 is going to go after 83's neck. They are killing each other. They've been doing this now this thing is amplified, okay? It's all over. And people refuse to talk about those things. They were all talking about the Bill Cosby or whatever was hot in 2021. Now, almost 4 years later, okay, this February is going to be 4 years later, and then it didn't stop. It's only getting worse. Now, what we've been seeing for 4 years, you guys are now seeing it. Let's keep on moving. Okay, and there's a bomb threat over there in I-85. People are like, what, my God, what the hell is going on? And us in the nation, we know exactly what's going on. Your time is up. And then we passed the season of the natural disaster, so to speak, where the cyclones and hurricanes and typhoons and tornadoes, they're still happening. Oh yeah, they're still happening. There is a flood over there in what is it, in England? There is a flood over there, okay? There you go.
Jimmy Carter may have lived here for 4 years.
Wait, no.
And then we tried the lights weren't working.
Oh my God!
Okay, this is a sewer
After a month
flood.
of rain in just 2 days, coming home for...
Listen to this.
Oh my God! After a month of rain in just 2 days.
A month of rain and 2 days. And 2 days, it just rained from 1 month. And this happened a day ago in the UK, in Manchester, Manchester, United Kingdom, January 1st this year, 2 days ago. And then the whole thing happened over there in Louisiana, overshadowed everything. So don't take the natural disaster, so to speak, stop. But somewhat, it's not slowing down, but the focus is on people right now. It's just keep going on non-stop. This is January, beloved. Things like that shouldn't happen, but it did.
Coming home for some looked like this. At a block of flats in Greater Manchester, residents woke up to see they were trapped.
Hiya.
Hiya, can you hear me?
Yeah, so the first thing we noticed overall was a power cut before we saw the water. And then after that, it just sort of encroached and got higher and higher. And then we tried the lights weren't working, there was no water. And then we looked outside and saw this. And yeah, not the best way to spend New Year's.
And do you feel like it's safe there? I mean, water and power, it's not a good mix, is it? How are you feeling?
It's a shock, to be honest.
A few hours later, cold and tired, they were evacuated. They don't know when they'll be able to return.
The people who live here have told us that this flood water rushed in the middle of the night, and it was quickly well over the top of all of these cars that are still now stuck here. It's not though just people in these flats that have been affected. Behind me there's a furniture business, there's offices and an industrial estate who are now all having to start this new year in a quite frankly miserable way.
Greater Manchester Police declared a major incident, working with fire and mountain rescue teams to reach the stranded. The Environment Agency has issued more than 100 flood warnings, most like here in the northwest of England.
I live near Timpley Brook, and that's now 2 foot higher than it normally runs.
Travel warnings are in place. trains delayed and drivers urged to take care. Because although the rain has eased, the danger has not passed.
And this is exactly what happened on 2019. It stopped raining and we were saved basically because it stopped raining.
Barry Rudd has been a volunteer flood warden since 2019 when this reservoir near the town of Whaley Bridge nearly burst after heavy rain.
And if you look to the left there, you can see the pumps working flat out. If we get more rain, I've already put the warning out, we will activate the community flood plan.
It is the start to a new year no one would wish for. With the Met Office warning things may well get worse before they get better. Katerina Vitozzi, Sky News, Greater Manchester.
Okay. All right, so as you can see, the natural disasters, so to speak, they are not stopping, man. They are not stopping. Now we got more bomb threat and stuff.
It's gotten a lot of attention around the area, a very busy time of day for this all to start unfolding.
Yeah, right in the middle of rush hour traffic, we have crews there on scene. This is showing some bomb squad responding there. This is the second bomb squad truck that we've been able to see, the SWAT truck. We do know that the sled bomb squad also assisting in this investigation. But again, we have been able to confirm that the sled is there on scene, Highway Patrol, as well as Greenville County deputies. A suspicious package found on an 18-wheeler, one person in custody. They're on 80.
And I think they arrested Idaho man or whatever. So the blessing is gone, and a hell of a lot more stuff are in the way. Those people ain't gonna bring no damn Jacob's trouble. They are in trouble. This is South Korea. You may have heard that South Korea impeached president defies riot after hours-long standoff. The president of South Korea declared a state of emergency. Now, that's the thing. Okay, for instance, let's ask our trusty AI. I'm not quite sure if she knows about it. Of course, she's always listening in the background. In 2024, the South Korean president declared martial art on South Korea. What was the reason he did that?
The South Korean president declared martial law in 2024 due to widespread civil unrest and large-scale protests demanding political reforms. The unrest was primarily fueled by economic issues, government corruption allegations, and public dissatisfaction with the administration. To maintain order and control, the government decided to enforce martial law, giving the military temporary authority.
However, but the people of South Korea, the South Korean, they said he was the best president they had so far. So what is it with the economy of South Korea? When we check, the economy is doing well. What's going on?
If the South Korean president was highly regarded and the economy appeared stable, there might have been underlying issues not immediately visible, such as political corruption, social inequality, or other grievances that could lead to public discontent. Sometimes even a well-performing economy can mask deeper societal issues that, if unaddressed, can lead to significant unrest.
Anyway, they can never give you a straight answer or the right answer. The reason why the South Korean president declared martial law because of their population collapse, point blank period. They didn't declare because, oh, there's corruption in the government. Just like the so-called American government, the people know there's corruption in there. They don't care as long as they benefited for it. The reason why they declared because their population collapsed and the president was forcing the men and the women to mate, to produce children. And he declared martial law and said, you guys get it on. We need the kids. Oh, well, corruption and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever, man. This is a South Korean.
우리 손자들은 아우지 장관에서 맨손으로 연탄 전략이 온다.
People are angry, man.
우리가 적입니까? 우리는 대한민국의 정통 세력이고 저들의 절대 들어서 덤벼들어서 이 주장을 하고 있습니다. 저는 분명.
How long we are into this? Oh my goodness. All right, let's take another quick break.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.
True News is following another breaking story right now. We have confirmed that the suspect accused of packing a Tesla Cybertruck with explosives, yes, the one that burst into flames outside President-elect Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel, that suspect has ties to Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, our team has been digging into records, and we've discovered Matthew Leibelsberger has a home in Cuyahoga Falls, and he was also an Army Special Ops soldier. Kaitor K joins us now with more details on this. Kaitor?
Hey, so according to the law database LexisNexis, Leibelsberger currently lives in Colorado Springs, but he also owns a home in Cuyahoga Falls here in Ohio. The records say he's 37 years old and got divorced in 2018. And according to our sister station in Columbus, WBNS, he graduated from Bucyrus High School in Bucyrus in 2005. Documents that we obtained showed that he had some misdemeanor criminal activity, 2 traffic incidents in Franklin County. 3 News was also able to obtain a copy of Leibelsberger's mortgage for his home in Cuyahoga Falls, but we can't confirm who currently lives in the house. But while in the neighborhood today, we talked to neighbors about the home being associated with Leibelsberger. Here's reaction from the woman who lives across the street.
It's crazy. Definitely not something you would expect from little Cuyahoga Falls, but it's a little scary at the same time because it kind of reminds you never really know who's right next door, potentially, allegedly. And there's not a lot of movement from that.
A little scary. Beloved, let me go ahead and say something here. The reason why this person said, oh, well, you know, you would not expecting this from him because, you know, he look okay, good, he got a job, he's quiet and stuff like that. The reason is because those folks are typically not set on the news or publicly online or wherever you want to call it. They are not set as the face of criminal behavior or the face of crime. The so-called white man, he's been upheld and to the most loftiest place in society. He's at the top. He's a top dog. He can never do no wrong. Everything that he did is justified. Everything that he do and will do can be justified. He's a saint. He's God. And our people love that. Our people love raising those folks, and they will have murders in the midst of them. Then they are too blind to see that. Though this fellow, I'm pretty sure, I'm quite sure that he display multiple times feelings and tendencies of harming people, and those people disregard this because he's not the typical face or the typical people that they receive their messages, their education, that say, well, a typical criminal look like this, tough, talk hood and wear the skin and stay in the hood and talk like, if you see them, always be suspicious, always be this, always be that, call the police, call this. But a good man, he white, and that's all you need to know. Does he need to have a job? No. Does he need to behave well? Oh, hell no. As long as he's white, that means he's good. There's nothing you can do. Don't call the police. Don't do anything. And if by instance or by mistake you call the police ain't gonna do nothing. They're just gonna take this person, and then they're gonna go somewhere. They just put something over its face, and then they're just not gonna do anything. They're just going to ignore everything. So, with this woman talking about, oh well, he wasn't scary. This look a little scary because he seems he was a good guy. This is crazy. I would have never thought things like that. Yeah. Chicken come home to do what?
That house, like ever, and I stay at home all day, so I don't see much of them.
Officials say the Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside President-elect Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel yesterday morning was packed with firework mortars and camp fuel canisters. They're still investigating his motive. Livelsberger was a highly decorated U.S. Army Green Beret who deployed twice to Afghanistan. And coming up at 5, we continue the conversation with the neighbors in Cuyahoga Falls. They react to the explosive scene that happened in Vegas. Matt.
Yeah, much more to come on this. Kaitor, thank you.
All right. Oh.
Good evening, everybody. I am Chief Meteorologist Betsy Kling here in the...
Oh, we're done with that.
The crash on West Raymer Avenue near Fullerton Municipal Airport was caught on surveillance,
okay,
and you can see
there is a more. Okay, this one is good. All right, there you go.
875 is going to be immediate landing required.
a pilot declaring a mid-air emergency, and just minutes later, a fireball erupting as his plane crashes into a warehouse filled with workers. More than a dozen people inside the warehouse are injured. Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board already at the crash scene tonight. It's just 300 yards away from the Fullerton Airport, where that single-engine plane took off and was trying to land. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live in Fullerton with new video and more on what those tower tapes are revealing. Amy?
And David, this tragedy happened very close to the Fullerton Airport. And tonight, Eyewitness News has learned that the two people killed were the pilot and his teenage daughter. 19 people working in a furniture warehouse were injured. And tonight, NTSB investigators are trying to determine what caused the crash. Surveillance footage capturing a deadly plane crash. The aircraft exploding in flames after crashing through the roof of a commercial building in Fullerton. Smoke pouring from a gaping hole. Terrified workers at a furniture business running from the burning building.
Fireball, and it was black smoke. We didn't know. Then our boss,
Jerome,
he was shouting at us. Everybody back there. Everybody saw everybody coming out from the back door and the front door and the side door. And we were scared. 2 people were killed. Firefighters from several departments arriving to battle the flames and treat victims suffering from injuries ranging from mild to severe. This single-engine plane went down minutes after taking off from Fullerton Airport around 2 in the afternoon. The pilot making an urgent call to the tower.
RV-875 is going to be immediate landing required.
RV-875 Romeo full chair. Can you make a left turn?
I'm coming in at runway 6, 57 Romeo.
57 Romeo, traffic's no factor. You're number 1, wind calm, runway 6, clear to land, or runway 24. Runway 6 or 24, clear to land.
Oh my God, yeah.
At an instant, nothing's going to move till we rectify this or work on it. Thank you for your patience. Shutting down the airport, thanks. The moment the airport is closed, expect an extensive delay.
The plane was a kit-built, single-engine Vange aircraft RV-10 with 4 seats. Federal authorities have arrived to investigate the cause of the crash.
Departed from runway 24 at Fullerton about 2 p.m. this afternoon. Climbed straight ahead to about 900 feet and a short time later the pilot called for an immediate return to the airport.
The plane was about 1,000 feet from the runway when it crashed. The scene from today's tragic crash may look familiar. The same surveillance camera capturing another plane crash in November. The plane making an emergency landing, hitting a power pole before crashing into the same tree seen in both videos.
I've been working for 5 years.
So, we keep telling those people about the ley line, and it keep happening, it's happening, and it's going to keep happening, and it won't stop. November 20, the same camera, okay? Okay, that same camera catch the same thing happen in November 25th and then catch it to yesterday. People like, oh, that's, Big Levi, that's a coincidence. That has nothing to do with anything. That's just like stuff. Why those airplanes can't stay in the sky? What seems to be the issue? Let's keep on moving.
For this company, and every day there's a plane going down here. And I said, oh, one day it's gonna fall down in our roof. And I think today's the day.
The warehouse damaged in the crash has been red tagged, and federal investigators will continue their work at the scene tomorrow. Reporting live in Fullerton, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, so tragic to hear that pilot's voice, Amy. Thank you for that report.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7.
Okay, this is no joke. This is no joke, man. The airplane are falling off the sky because the blessing is over. You guys, we told you this years ago, for those people that are new here, the reason why this is happening because one, the blessing was over. Two, there is an energy that is permeated this earth and ourselves. It's all around the earth. There's nothing you can do to avoid it. It's there. It is called the ley line or the micro line or the dragon lines. Those lines possess an extreme amount of energy. Astonishingly, they can do a lot of stuff. However, if the Most High God, the Almighty, don't give you permission to use them, you won't be able to do so. The reason why those airplanes are falling off is because those ley lines that energize the atmosphere that cause those airplanes to travel, the birds don't fly because they know where they are going. They don't fly because, oh, they're smart birds. They fly because of the ley line. They connected to it, and the ley line guide them wherever they want to go. How do you think it is so magical for 400,000? No, not how do you think it's possible for over millions of butterflies or birds or animals to migrate from one point to another, and they just travel from, let's say, from the United States to all the way to Japan? They spent like, 2,000, let me see, 4,000 kilometers. Okay. What is the monarch? What is the monarch migration and how long it is? Okay, the monarch butterfly migration is a long journey that takes place every year between August and October. Distance. Monarch can fly up 3,000 miles in a single day. The total distance of the migration depends on the butterfly breeding ground. Okay? Monarch can travel 50 to 100 miles per a day, and it can take up 2 months to complete their journey. The farthest ranging monarch butterfly record travel 265 miles in 1 day. Monarch butterfly cluster in tree tops of El Zorayo Centro, Oakland, Mexico. So I believe that's the, okay, let's see. This is the migration. Okay, the monarch, they can migrate like from, in a single day, they can do 100 miles. You think because they are smart? You think because they got they know their way? No, because they have a road up there. They have a road up there. They have a spiritual road called the ley line. They can follow this energy, okay? That's why the airplane are falling out of the sky, because the energy is against them.
Today, U.S. investigators at the scene of one of South Korea's worst air disasters. The country in mourning. Grieving families refusing to leave Muan International Airport, desperate for answers on why their loved ones are gone. Just days ago, this Jeju Air flight, a Boeing 737-800, skidded down a runway and erupted into flames as it collided with a wall, killing 179 passengers and crew. 2 flight attendants at the back of the plane, the only survivors, one reportedly blacking out, asking doctors what happened and why am I here? Now there are new reports of a second Jeju aircraft, another Boeing 737-800, turning back after takeoff on Monday due to reports of an issue with its landing gear. Authorities now promising an investigation into the aircraft model, with more than 100 operating in the country. The airport now filled with emergency tents, families waiting for the return of their loved ones' remains.
People do not want to leave their family members. This is part of this agonizing identification process that could take the next few days, weeks, even months.
We spoke to Lee Dong-suk, who...
Okay, they could have sent anyone over there, but they sent this fellow, they sent this guy. They sent this dude over there to do this thing, to report this bad news.
Days, weeks, even months.
We spoke to Lee Dong-suk, who lost his aunt and uncle in the crash. He thinks the government should be working faster to identify bodies and provide families with more information. Officials say only 5 victims are yet to be officially identified. Experts are looking to the plane's black boxes for answers. They'll be transferred to a testing center Friday and will be checked to see if analysis will be possible. Until then, for many families, the agonizing wait will continue.
So again, we talk about this. All right, we talk about this worldwide. You folks ain't gonna be able to travel and go to our lanes. We have lanes everywhere. You guys are not gonna be able to go anywhere because the ley line, they don't just govern the air. They are everywhere. They're even in you. That's how you see those horrible car crash. I stopped reporting on those car crash because they are too much. Just like I stopped reporting on China because people love to play game. They love to they love to play dumb. See, the ley line is going to affect the train. The reason why I keep see those train or derailing, hating stuff, okay? Let's see. Bright Line train crash, Florida. Really? Okay. All right.
Thank you. Now it's 6 days after a Brightline train collided with a Delray Beach fire truck. We're hearing from the department's chief.
Several people were hurt in that crash. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray has the latest on the investigation.
A car stopped on the tracks. It's not unusual in South Florida, even when there's a sign warning drivers not to stop.
Oh, people accidents.
Olivia Nixon is talking about Brightline, which has had over 100 fatalities, mostly suicides, and pedestrians and drivers ignoring warning signals. Nixon used to work on Atlantic Avenue in the heart of Delray and saw near misses and accidents.
The last time that there was a train accident, I was on the avenue. It was somebody walking out into the train tracks and getting hit.
Last Saturday, a Brightline train hit a Delray Beach fire truck, injuring 15 people. Brightline released video showing the truck on the tracks with the gates lowered. In general, first responders must follow the rules of the road and not go around a lowered crossing gate. For the first time, the fire chief acknowledging that, saying in a message, the crash is a sobering reminder. Emergency responders must always balance urgency in their work with caution, ensuring the safety of our community remains our guiding principle.
Going for emergency reason, however, you need to be careful too, because what if other people are not paying attention? So you need to be super aware.
Yamini Rastogi and Stephen Androsi live in Delray. They hope for change at the crossings, especially downtown.
I mean, this area is where all the tourists and people come for
dinner and all the nightlife, and the train runs right through it. So it's a tough spot.
As we were talking to Olivia Nixon and her mother, we saw another driver stop on the tracks. Jeannie Nixon says something more is needed to keep drivers and pedestrians from becoming a statistic.
More time before the train comes. Probably they need to reevaluate.
Make sure the gates are properly working.
The fire chief says what happened here is a turning point. He pledges safety will be the focus going forward and making sure that something like this never happens again. In Delray Beach, Joan Murray, CBS News Miami.
Okay, that's what they always say. Okay, look at this.
It's hard to stop anything going 110 miles an hour. That is what Brightline wants everyone to remember, especially.
Okay, so that was last year. Every single year, that was like 2023. Ever since 2020, Brightline, Brightline become a joke in the nation. The people know this. I don't report on Brightline anymore because it become redundant. It never stopped. Okay, this one happened a couple of days ago. That one we just watched.
Now it's 6 days.
That one happened like 6 days a week. December 31st, it happened. I don't know, 27, on Christmas, whatever it happened. And this was the ley line. Oh, well, it's suicide and stuff. No. Yo, listen, look, watch this.
Days after a Brightline train collided with a Delray Beach fire truck, we're hearing from the department's chief.
Several people were hurt in that crash. CBS News Miami's Joan Murray has the latest on
people. Brightline released video showing the truck on the tracks with the gates.
This is a fire truck. He went around the gate. And people believe that. People think like it did this on purpose. No. To him, there went no train. To him, there was a car before him. He just passed the car. That's what the ley line does to mess with your mind. But nonetheless, this thing is only going to get worse. The driving, the airplane, and stuff like that. Let's keep on moving.
Subhunkul Rakimov survived the Azerbaijan Airlines flight that crashed in Kazakhstan, killing at least 38 people on board. After at least one loud bang, he began to recite prayers, as shown in this video he shot and which has been verified by Reuters. Oxygen masks dropped in the cabin and passengers began to panic.
After the bang, after the masks fell out, I saw that the fuselage shell was slightly damaged, and then I got scared. I thought that the plane would fall apart, that it would decompress and fall apart straight away. I was already getting myself prepared for the plane to fall apart.
The Azerbaijan Airlines flight crashed on Wednesday after diverting from an area of southern Russia where Moscow has repeatedly used air defense systems against Ukrainian attack drones. 29 people survived. Rakimov says the plane swayed as if it was drunk before it hit the ground.
I was conscious when I felt the impact. I was thrown up, hit, thrown up again. I was strapped in. I was being thrown back and forth. It all lasted for a few seconds, and then everything went quiet, in silence. Everything was quiet, calm, and I realized that that was it. We had landed.
He says the sounds of sirens pierced the silence immediately.
I started checking my body and realized that I'm fine. To my surprise, I was fine. And after I realized that I was fine, I calmed down. I didn't even know whether to cry or laugh, what to do.
So, again, those airplanes everywhere, they are falling off the skies. A lot of people are dying. What's going on? Well, those orbs, they are calling over there in New Jersey, all over the world, which over here in the nation, we call them the sphere of light. And the movie, just like the fog, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Okay, this movie used to be free, but they made it very expensive now. So this is the scene. All right, let me see if I can take this thing down. Okay, this is the scene where this orb of light descended in Manhattan, and this being of light emerged from it. Okay, so you know what? Since we are not, let's play this. Let's put that. Oh no, there's no cannot. There's no. Ah boy. Okay, no, we cannot play this. Okay, let's put it right here. Okay, this being the being of light extending its arm to bring peace, and then they shot it. The government shot it. As if you can shoot those angels. As if your little gun can shoot those super advanced beings. You can't. You cannot. Okay, so, and then once you shoot it, this is the sphere of light, and then it activated, the angel came out. Okay, Michael came out. And then he just emerged from the light. And then it shut down all your weapons. That's why those things went over your base, your military base, shut down all your weapons. Shut down your electricity, all your stuff go down, and then it sent a shock wave and kill you. Those things are so advanced. All right, and then he was going to destroy the lady until its owner said the 3 word of power. Excuse me. And stopped it with 3 words of power. One of these robots, so to speak, or one of these angels is enough to destroy the entire earth. And then you people like, you're going to fight. Oh, crap, what time is it? Oh, 6 o'clock. Oh boy, let's keep on moving.
To Canada and another aviation scare. It happened when an Air Canada jet with 73 passengers and crew caught fire during a crash landing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The aircraft skidded on a runway, causing a wing to catch fire. Authorities say the plane experienced a suspected landing gear issue. Luckily, no injuries are being reported.
Okay, those are 4 days ago. It happened December 29th. And then people are asking themselves, what the hell is going on? What happened? Let's watch it again.
To Canada and another aviation scare. It happened when an Air Canada jet with 73 passengers and crew caught fire during a crash landing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The aircraft skidded on a runway, causing a wing to catch fire. Authorities say the plane experienced a suspected landing gear issue. Luckily, no injuries are being reported.
There you go. Check the comments if there is. Anyone that has been alive long enough to hear of so many aviation incidents all in 1 week, 1 month would say to self, this is really odd. Planning on driving 25 hours to Dallas rather than flying there. 3 plane crashes in a week. We are looking at the turbo-top plane and the anchor is telling us it's a jet. Why? Kankakee is dead. Is this now for world crashes? There are 2 within the landing gear. That's the only thing they can say. Landing gear. Okay. Accident in Europe must be Russia. Accident in the United States must be China. Accident in Canada must be Moose. All right. You know. So the people are seeing that. Okay. The folks are seeing what we've been seeing. We saw this coming a mile ago. We told them at one point your airplane won't be able to fly, not only out of here, nor in here. You're going to be stuck wherever you're at. Let's keep on moving. How long we are into this? Another 15 to 30 minutes to go. Let's keep on moving. Oops. All right. Here. Oh, that's the flooding in Manchester. We did that. Sir Jimmy Carter. All right, let's watch this.
Jimmy Carter may have lived here for 4 years, but to really know the 39th president, you had to go to Plains, Georgia, where he was born and raised, and eventually retired with his wife, First Lady Rosalind Carter.
To assess the other churches.
Still teaching Sunday school into his 90s. A president, yes, but peanut farmer first.
He was very humble. He was very uninterested in the trappings of Washington, D.C. He was very uninterested in, participating, I think, in some of the rituals. And while that might endear him to us now, that made it harder for him to, I think, work in the D.C. process at the time.
One more.
His presidential legacy likely to be overshadowed by his humanitarian works after those 4 years. Former presidents, one after another, nodded to the enormous good Carter did once he left the Oval Office. Bill Clinton, who presented Carter with the Medal of Freedom, noted how he lived to serve others until the very end.
Now, who was Jimmy Carter, man? This is just a refresh. This is just a recap for the people that are new here. Just enlarge this and go a little bit back so we can see the two men. This is Bill and Jimmy, okay? Bill Clinton and Jimmy. If you don't know, those dudes are probably the most beloved U.S. and Nixon, the most beloved, and Nixon, Reagan, Bill, and those two Bill. They are the most beloved because they did the most damage to our people. Now I'm going to tell you who Sir Jimmy Carter was. Jimmy Carter, according to U.S. history or economic history, was the worst president. That's what they dubbed him as. He didn't do anything or nothing for the U.S. In fact, a lot of stuff happened under his presidency. You want to know why? Because that was not his job. His job was not to do anything for the country in the 70s or anything like that. Jimmy Carter was a huge enemy of Haiti. He did a lot to Haiti in the 70s. In fact, he was the one who initiated the whole disability to disable Haiti and destabilize the country. He did so much dirt. That's why Clinton, okay, another dirtbag that did a lot of dirt, and those guys were involved in a lot of horrible things, which is none of my business. I don't get involved with stuff like that, because what happened is whenever you try to bring facts, and then a lot of people will take what you said and then they will just add the whole conspiracy into it and make this thing look like some kind of boogeyman things, when in fact those guys actually, they've done those things, whether to young men, young women, children, and other adult men, and they do stuff. That's how they are able to live 100 years. For instance, Jimmy Carter, he died ages ago. Jimmy Carter died the moment they say he went to the hospice. Okay, and then he survived 3 years in hospice. That was a lie. He died a long time ago. So him and the Queen. Now, through introspection and the revelation of the Holy Spirit, for those of you who know the three-headed of the eagle, the first head, of course, the Queen of England. She's no more, that head fall. The second head was Pope Benedict, the Pope Benedict. He's the actual true Pope. That fellow that you see over there is just a guy that keep the bench warm. You know, if he die, nothing's going to happen. If he stay, hell, nothing never did happen. The reason Sir Francis as the Pope was the Pope is because Benedict was caught doing stuff to little boys. And then he was doing a lot. Those guys been doing stuff to little boys. And then they like, hey, this issue was too big back in the 2004, 2003. The internet was the internet, the visual was at its infancy and things were going out there. It was all over the internet, the stuff that he was doing. So they tell him, hey, sit down, let Sir Francis come in and keep the bench warm and act like everything is good. That was 2004, 2003, I believe early 2000. So Sir Benedict himself Benedict, the blessing, that's what it means, he died 3 years ago, I believe. I'm not quite sure. So that was the second head of the eagle. Jimmy Carter, that's why they call him the longest living president. Is that what that is? Let me double check with the friendly AI here. See if it's Jimmy Carter is the world's longest living president. Who is the world's longest living U.S. president?
The longest living US president is Jimmy Carter. As of now, he's surpassed all other former presidents in terms of lifespan.
Who's the second?
The second longest living US president is George H.W. Bush. He lived to be 94 years old.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, what was, give me the age of the Pope Benedict and Queen Elizabeth when they died.
Pope Benedict XVI died at the age of 95, and Queen Elizabeth II passed away at 96.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, most likely Jimmy, he passed in those ages, probably 97. And they say, well, he was world's longest living president. He died 100 years. 1924, 2024, Jimmy Carter was the last head of the eagle, the last head of the blessing. 1924, 2024, the last 100 years. Out of there, 400 years, that's it. Is that what that is? Let me see if it was born in 1924. When was the birth of Jimmy Carter? When was he born? And not only that, tell me the day he was born.
Jimmy Carter was born on October the 1st, 1924 in Plains, Georgia.
Okay, October 1st. So what day was October 1st, 1924?
October the 1st, 1924 fell on a Wednesday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So he was a Kokavite, a mini Shemeshite, and 1924 to 2024, 100 years, that is all. And he was the last head of the eagle. Based on our studies and things, that's why they honor this man. Why they would honor a man that fell in everything in the U.S. The economy was bad. The situation was terrible. He did nothing. He served one term. He did everything horribly wrong. But they paid, all the U.S. world leaders paid this man tribute because he was destroying the children of the Most High God Almighty. And everything that was happening in the U.S. was just like a cover-up. He did a lot to Haiti. There are certain things, let me let this play, and then I'm going to read some of the stuff that he did.
To serve others until the very end. While the Obamas extolled upon Carter's decency, echoed by the current president.
Decency. 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 Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody.
Incoming President Trump, who days ago criticized Carter's decision to cede control of the Panama Canal to Panama, acknowledged the challenges Jimmy faced as president came at a pivotal time for our country, and he did everything in his power to improve the lives of all Americans. For that, we all owe him a debt of gratitude. Arthur Milne, who hosted the Carters at his Kingston home,
Now, I don't believe that Mr. Ford would purposely kill 50 million people.
once served the former president wine made by the Canadian comedian who lampooned him on SNL.
And he looked at me and he said, Dan Aykroyd? I said, yes, Mr. President. And he said, from Saturday Night Live? I said, yes, Mr. President. And then President Carter held his glass up and he said, I've earned this one.
But Milne will remember his friend for more than his sense of humor.
He always challenged you. He always challenged you to...
So again, they tried to make this dude look good, and this is what he did. This is after his presidency. Haiti won, Carter the smiling blackmailer, In 1990, Bertrand Aristide, a very popular former priest, was leading in the polls with over 70% against US-backed former World Bank functionary Marc Bazin, with barely 15% of popular support. Jimmy Carter, the self-styled neutral electoral monitor, set up a meeting with Aristide in which he demanded that Aristide withdraw from the elections in favor of the unpopular US candidate in order to avoid a bloodbath. Carter did everything in his power to frighten Aristide and deny the populace its right to choose its presidency. Carter must have known in advance from his contacts with President Bush Sr. that Washington was intent on preventing Haiti from taking an independence road. 8 months after Aristide's accession to the presidency, a coup backed by the US took place. Aristide was ousted and replaced, and Carter's preferred candidate, Marc Bazin, was appointed for a prime minister backed by a paramilitary terrorist group called FRAP that instituted a bloodbath killing more than 4,000 Haitians. Carter and Bush, the quiet diplomat, and the president with the iron fist worked in tandem. When the first fell, the latter stepped in. So that's what Carter was doing behind closed door. See, whenever Haiti got a good president or they're on track to become something, the US shut them down. They sent their terrorists over there, destroyed, destabilized the country, bringing gun and do all those violence. That's what you guys did. And Carter was in the midst of that. Okay, he did a lot more stuff. And that's why they say he died at the age of 100. He is the longest, best US president. All the world leaders paying tribute to him and stuff. They were paying tribute to him because he destroyed the two prophets. No other president that died, anybody paid tributes to them. When Richard Nixon was no more, nobody did give a crap. George W. Bush, nobody gave a crap. McCain, which was not a president, when he died, Trump made fun of him. Say he was a coward or something like that. But Carter, one of the worst guys, they praised this dude. 1924, 2024, 100 years. Well, that was the last head of the eagle, and it is done for you folk. You have no more head. Everything is done. First head was the financial head, with the queen over there in England, fell. That's why everything went haywire. Your financial situation got worse. Pope Benedict, the head of the Catholic Church or religion, fell, and your religion has no more power. Now, Jimmy Carter died quite a few years ago. That's when your military, your politician or your politics had no power. That's why when he died, that thing happened over there in Asheville. Nobody cared. That's why things happened to over there in the Cybertruck, Tesla, or whatever, in Vegas, Nevada, or wherever that was. Nobody cared. In New Orleans, nobody cared. That's why that thing happened all over New Jersey, and your government don't care. Because the last head of the eagle had fallen. That is all. How long we are into these things? Oof. Let's take a quick break right quick.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.
A New Year's party at a home in Kankakee. WGN's Julian Cruz is there live now with the latest details. Julian.
Well, Dana and Ben, Kankakee's mayor telling us that one individual is in custody at this hour being questioned by detectives. A motive for this incident is not yet clear, but a woman who says that she escaped the gunfire describing her ordeal, but too afraid to show her face on camera.
All you heard was gunshots, like 13, a good 13.
A witness describing the panic inside the home on the 1800 block of Pearson Parkway in south suburban Kankakee.
The violence on young people. You can't even enjoy yourself no more.
At approximately 4:05 a.m., calls rang out that there was a shootings in progress.
Kankakee police returning to the same Pearson Parkway home they visited earlier after neighbors complained about the noise. After shots were fired, close to 75 to 100 partygoers scrambling to get outside, according to witnesses.
We believe at this time there was multiple weapons and shooters within the house that were shooting at each other.
The Kankakee coroner releasing the identity of two of the victims identified as 22-year-old Quayshawn Isom of Kankakee, Illinois, Travante Ellis, 20 years of age, of Pembroke Township, also identified by authorities. Kankakee's mayor confirming that the young men who died were siblings. The preliminary indications that the other 5 who were wounded did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we hope to talk to the police chief about the very latest in their investigation. In Kankakee, Julian Cruz, WGN.
All right, you can see the number and the microphone, and people are dying, 2/3 in the mist, partying, gang their way, and I don't know what the hell's going on. People don't care. Of course, those are the descendants of Joab, the Joabites. Again, for those of you who don't know, Joab was the left hand of David. He got cursed by David because he killed Abner. Well, he murdered Abner. So David cursed him and said, Joab, you and your descendant, your brothers and from brothers will kill their own in your lineage until the great day. So the gang of the Joabites, they are the one that killing each other for, hey nigga, you look at me like you are going to do something, and they will shoot you. There's a party, do this dancing, just like he step on someone's shoe, you die. That's the gang, that's the Joabites.
It's that strength in prayer, holding loved ones of.
Tonight, an East Bay family is grieving the death of a beloved father. The 32-year-old was gunned down as he was going to work on 14th Street this morning in Oakland. ABC 7 News anchor Dion Lim spoke with the victim's mother.
I feel sorry for the person who did it. I feel sorry for him because he has a praying mom. He has a mom that covers him in prayer.
It's that strength in prayer, holding loved ones of 32-year-old Willie Bernstein together after the father of 2 babies was gunned down walking into work just after 7 o'clock New Year's Eve morning.
He wasn't a statistic. He didn't come out here and stand on these corners. He went to work.
Leah Freeman, of course, Leah was the daughter of the scumbag Laban, and Leah was the mother of Judah, Levi, and I'm not quite sure. Leah, Jacob's wife's sons. Let me ask this trusty AI. Was Leah mothers of? Leah, Jacob's wife's sons. How many sons she had with Jacob's, and what was their names?
Leah, Jacob's wife, had 6 sons with him. Their names were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. She also had a daughter named Dinah.
Okay. Dinah or Dinah was the daughter, what they refer as the 13th tribe, because Jacob has 13 children. So Leah was the mother. Leah Freeman. Is this a message to us? We don't know. Well, at least I don't know.
According to his family, Willie had worked at Autoclore, a commercial dishwashing supplier at 14th and Poplar for 2 years. We counted at least 26 shell casings littering the pavement outside. Relatives from Richmond who gathered at the scene remembered his life.
He's a light. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. Goofy, laugh a lot, trusted a lot.
And wondered who could have committed such a heinous act.
I have no idea.
Oakland police have released few details, but multiple sources tell me this appears to be a targeted attack and that the suspect vehicle fled the scene. Willie's mother pointed to security cameras in the area, determined they'll help lead to her son's killer.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it on national television. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord.
At a time when most are celebrating the beginning...
I'm suspecting this sister right here is, well, either she's not a Christian or she is one of those people that watch our stuff, or she's influenced by us. Christian would never say anything like that. A Christian would never sit there and say, you know, the Holy One will have vengeance upon you. When you tell someone vengeance, the Lord say, you know, the Mighty One say, vengeance is mine, and you are the Most High, you literally tell this person, I'm going to come after you. And Christians don't do this. See, a typical Christian will say, I forgive this person. He doesn't know what he did to my son. You know, I pray that he come and give his life to Jesus. I'm not quite sure what she's going to say next because I haven't watched the video. But you can see a change in attitude. People don't, it's not about that forgiveness bull. Again, I'm not quite sure what she's going to say next. They're like, you're going to pay for what you did. Now, this brother being gunned down, 32 years old, 2 kids, you know, going to work. He was not one of those gang dude in the street, but somebody jealous, envious, have him killed. For what reason? I don't know. But I always knew it was because of some jealousy, some dude like, yo, man, you talk to my girl. You know, you're looking at my girl. You have sex with my girl. My ex-girl saying, you know, when she left me, she went to you. Or you think you're better than me because you got a job and stuff like that. It happened all the time. You know, gang Negroes that are jealous, like you buy this car and stuff, freaking kill you. But we don't know.
Is mine, said the Lord.
At a time when most are celebrating the beginning of a new year, Willie's family grieves and sends this message to the East Bay and beyond.
And I thank God I had him for 32 years. So you took my son, but you can't take his spirit. So I want the world to know this. Hug your babies, cover them in prayer, talk to your sons, tell them the damage that they're doing to their own race. Stop. Stop.
It could be.
Police asked anyone with information that could lead to an arrest to please come forward.
Like I said,
in Oakland, Dion Lim, ABC 7 News.
Again, the drawbacks, them gang dudes, they don't care about that, man. Those dudes, they are killing their own brothers, their own mothers, their own sisters. They don't care about a homie or stranger because they really don't care. Like, yo, dude, I've seen Negroes get, you know, kill another brother for $5 worth of weed, man. Okay, there is this man got killed for $5 worth of weed. Okay, that's $4,600 worth of weed. 4 years ago, this guy killed. Okay, there was a document that came in California. One of those guys, he killed a dude for over $5 worth of weed. Is that what it? A 16-year-old ambush murdered teen selling pot in Florida, Park said. Okay, because it's cool to do this. You know, it's cool to do that. and murder people, for weed. It's cool to do this, and it's something that is glorified, and our people love that. Spartan Garden, our people love him. That sexy red glorify this, and it's cool. But then again, this is the curse. We keep on moving. How long we are into? Oh, wait, hang on. I got 6 more minutes. Let's see if we can be done with that.
The victim from Whittlesea died instantly just after 9 p.m.
This is in Australia, all right?
A freak Christmas night tragedy has claimed the life of a teenager in Melbourne's north. He died instantly when a firework exploded in his face just metres from a friend.
On Christmas night, a decision with explosive and fatal consequences. A firework killed a 19-year-old man who lit it in a fenced-off road construction site next to a housing estate in Calcalo. A nearby security camera captured another man screaming after detonation, believed to be his mate. Is it suspected that was a homemade firework?
I can't answer any of those questions.
The victim from Whittlesea died instantly, just after 9 p.m. One arson and explosives detective saying it's among the worst incidents he's seen. The teenager's devastated parents came to collect his vehicle this morning.
It's extremely distressing for the family and obviously friends of this person.
So this kid celebrating Christmas or whatever it was in Australia, and the firework blew in his face, killed him.
When a U-Haul van drove down this neighborhood street in Homestead with some...
Breaking now, and first on 6, a man was airlifted to a hospital after a fireworks-related accident. It happened this afternoon in Florida City. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Amy Viteri. Jamie Garola has been tracking the story all evening. He joins us from Homestead. Jamie, what's the latest?
Yeah, well, that man may have lost a couple of fingers, but he is stable at the hospital. Now, take a look behind me. You see a whole bunch of heavy-duty fireworks on the sidewalk over there. If that car is kind of blocking the shot now, but police just removed them from the U-Haul van the man was driving, and now they're waiting on the bomb squad as a precaution. When police opened the back door to the U-Haul van, they found a stash of heavy-duty fireworks. One by one, investigators emptied the van, setting the boxes on the sidewalk to take inventory and for inspection. A neighbor's security camera records the moment when a U-Haul van drove down this neighborhood street in Homestead with something dangling out the window and blood splattered all over the side. That something may have been the driver's hand that was injured in a fireworks accident. After several minutes there, neighbors came to help. According to police, they responded here to this home for a medical call. When they got here, they found a man with severe injuries to his hand because of fireworks. The man was originally 10 minutes away in Florida City at a meat market when it happened, but after the accident, police say he drove to this home in Homestead. This may be an unfortunate example of the dangers of fireworks.
If you decide to celebrate at home, only buy fireworks from approved vendors and always follow the manufacturer's instructions.
Miami-Dade Fire Rescue spokesperson Erica Benitez says only one person should handle lighting fireworks, and they must light one firework at a time, remembering to move quickly to prevent injuries or burns.
Light fireworks on a driveway or a paved surface away from grass or anything that can possibly burn.
But Benitez says it's important to note one must never attempt to relight or handle fireworks that did not ignite the first time.
Always have a garden hose, a bucket of water, or a fire extinguisher close by in case of an emergency.
All right, now another live look now at those fireworks.
So now you lost all your fingers, or you lost a part of your body because you, I don't know, some firework bull. And every single year you hear some bull like that and people steal. And you have Negroes watching this right now. Can't wait for July, can't wait next year so they can be the next victim. So they can say, man, I can't wait to get my fingers blown. Because I believe, at least that's why I think they think. Like, who would do this? Who would just like, you keep seeing this thing, you're like, you know what? I can't wait to be one of those guys so, Big Levi can make a video about me and stuff. Like, get out of here.
New Year's Eve celebration. First responders racing to this scene. The injured rushed to local hospitals, many in critical condition. What we are learning tonight about the investigation. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
It started as a joyous New Year's celebration in Honolulu, but a few blocks from the crowd gathered on this balcony near Pearl Harbor, the celebration at one home turned deadly. You can see and hear a wave of violent explosions in the distance. Officials say at least 3 people were killed at the scene, dozens of people injured, most in critical condition with burn and blast wounds. Officials say the massive explosions were caused by illegal fireworks.
Mary, the governor called it a painful reminder of the danger posed by illegal fireworks. Officials say for some of the first responders who have been to war, the wounds reminded them of some of the things they'd seen in combat. Mary.
Just awful. Stephanie, thank you.
So you got like 3 people dead. I believe 2 women and a man died in fireworks during New Year's. This was the bloodiest New Year's, man. The bloodiest New Year's so far. And people still going to celebrate. They're still going to go to their holidays. They still, above all, going to ignore who we are and pretend that we doesn't exist. This is in Germany. A bunch of people died during the fireworks.
Feuerwehr ist hier. Was ist passiert? Unglaublich.
People die. This is in Germany. This is in Germany. People die all over the world. Why? Because I don't know. Want to do stupid things.
And even more breaking news to get to right now. 3 people are dead, 20 others are hurt after a devastating New Year's Eve fireworks explosion in Honolulu. The accident.
And what do we learn? We learn that the blessing is over. We learn that the so-called elites has no power. We learn that those people, no matter what they do, they are going to pay for whatever they did. And they can't get away from this. They can't go to Mars. They can't go to the moon. They can go underground. They are afraid of going into their bunkers because their bunker is nothing but a luxury tomb. Because if they go in there, they're going to die in there, you know. And they are afraid to go outside. They are afraid to go inside. If they go outside, Mario brother might check them out. If they stay inside, they might check themselves in because a lot of them are dialing 988 and they are dying. They are afraid. They refuse to tell the truth, and they are not. Of course, we are here to tell the truth, and we've been telling the truth. Everybody at this point right now, well aware of who we are. Of course, they are waiting for the government or the Catholic Church to come out and confirm what we've been saying, as if we need them to do that. But the paradox is, the problem is going to be much more upon the people that are waiting on the liar to tell the truth. A lot of those people right now, they are deathly afraid, brethren. They are very, very, very afraid. And they should be. Beloved, there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. Do not be dismayed. Do not be moved. Whatever that you're seeing here happen, it should happen. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse for those people. They always say, oh, it's going to get worse for everyone. Oh, hell no. You, your blasso, and your glasso, and all the other assholes. Shalom.
The 8K family.
Have you ever felt a deep yearning for spiritual growth but didn't know where to start? What if I told you there's a guide that can lead you through every step? Introducing the 8K Family Handbook. This comprehensive guide is your ultimate companion for spiritual empowerment, offering invaluable insights and practical steps to enhance your spiritual journey. What's inside? Perform spiritual background checks. Learn how to assess spiritual energies and protect yourself from negative influences. Connect with your guardian angel. Discover methods to establish a strong, supportive relationship with your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Develop your magical abilities. Unleash your innate magical potential with step-by-step instructions and exercises tailored for all levels. Whether you're a novice or a seasoned practitioner, the 8K Family Handbook provides the tools and knowledge you need to elevate your spiritual practice. Begin your journey to empowerment and enlightenment today. Available now on Amazon.com.